her name?
Girl.
The politics girl. The politics. What's her at again? And
I don't know her name. I thought
politics.
that was
Was it like politics girl or something? Bro, I'm telling you, bro, she is a demon, son. Like, bro, this is not the first time I noticed her. Like, she is something else. Politics girl, yeah, politics girl. Bro, she is something else. This is not the first time I noticed her. I never had the time to do segments on her because she wasn't really worthwhile. But she is one of the people that is pushed by the algorithm. Pushed like a motherfucker. If you're on Twitter, there is no way you have not seen this lady. If you're on Twitter in general. Like, because she's pushed because she is one of the many social media influencers that are meant to be partisans. And she comes out with these unbelievable cringe videos. I've seen a few of them. I was like, man, I should do a segment on this. I'll never get a chance to. I'm glad that we chose this one because I saw this video of hers. I saw it before it went viral. And then I'm like, this, and then it went viral. And I was so glad it did. I was like, out of all the ones I saw, I'm glad they chose this one. Because I saw a video with her talking about Ukraine. I still might have to pull that up for you guys. That one was hilariously bad. She did a whole video was like, I'm going to explain to you guys why you should support the Ukraine war. And it was full of bullshit that it would spend us literally 20 minutes to get through 2 minutes because we would debunk her so bad. But that might lead into the story. She's hilarious to me. She's like, I can see why she's successful among the liberal viewers. I will rank her above David Pakman.
Yes.
I will rank her.
As far as effectiveness. Yes.
So she is extremely hilarious because we're going to watch this video and we're going to repel. We're going to vomit. But I definitely see this shit reaching the Amy Klobuchar liberal. I can definitely see this reaching the Bill Maher's. You know what I mean? That's why I do think that she has an effective role, and that's why the establishment pushes her. So I shut up now. That's my lead into the story. Listen to this shit. This video is hilarious to me. Hilarious.
Yeah, this is like clown, like just a higher level of clown shit. But let's listen. Oops.
More accomplished.
And there's other videos. She was following us for a while. It's so weird. She doesn't. Yeah, and she stopped. She must have figured out we weren't what she thought we were, or something like that. But I didn't know who she was at the time.
I think she followed me too. That's why I think that's how I learned who she was.
And I didn't know. I didn't know she was this at the time she followed, but I did see she had a big following. And I knew she was a lib, but I didn't go into the profile enough to be like, what are her videos? Why are just all big lib account?
Dude, you just unlocked the memory. I literally forgot all about that because that's the reason I knew who she was because she followed me. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Then I saw one of the videos like, oh, I cannot believe she just followed me. And then she later did unfollow me. I can't believe I completely forgot about that. That is true.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Yeah. But anyway, I'll pass to you.
Let's listen. This is hard, and let me know when you want to stop it, Nick. I know you've seen it before, but still, it's gonna bring up the same emotions. But it's funny. It's funny.
Listen, Democrats, can we please stop talking about primarying Joe Biden? Who should run against Joe Biden? Will Democrats get behind Joe Biden? This many Democrats want an alternative to Joe Biden. Can we just not? The absolute last thing democracy needs right now is a Democratic primary. We're in late stage capitalism with a corrupt Supreme Court.
This wine mom has the nerve to use the term late stage capitalism.
Okay.
That was the first thing I know as I watched this video.
We're stopping it for the same reason then. That was it too for me.
Go ahead,
because she is clearly, and this is how you know these people are in our, they're listening to our conversation.
Yes.
This culture is known for stealing pop culture, and they're stealing this language here.
Yeah.
We're late stage capitalism, really? And what you're doing is fighting against that. Is that, or you're just using that because you know it's a buzzword that's going to catch people's ear that may not be might be looking at you with a suspicious eye like we are. And this is.
So play that part again. What you said, late stage capitalism. When you get back to it, play that part again. It's so absurd that. And that, to your point, they hijack our language the same way they hijack what it means to be a progressive. You got all these socialists, people calling themselves socialists, but they literally prop up a capitalist institution. So she has the nerve to use the term late stage capitalism, and she's like the biggest Biden cheerleader there is. So you support the Democratic Party. Her interpretation of late-stage capitalism is, oh my God, the Republicans are taking over. Late-stage capitalism. It's ridiculous. But let's play the video. I'll let it play a little more because it's so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and to somebody's comment, yeah, she did kind of resemble Anna Kasparian a little bit. I did, because how I came across the video was I saw it without the words first, like it was just playing, and I did like just a quick glimpse.
And also one last thing, the fact that she does that, she implement those terms like late-stage capitalism, and she blow past it so fast. That's another reason why I think she's going to be successful as a liberal propagandist, because she has a Y-Mom following that has way more money than we do, and our following has. And they're going to hear her say late-stage capitalism, and these liberal Y-Moms who vote for Kamala Harris, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm on the radical side.
Yeah.
I'm listening to someone who calls out late-stage capitalism. You see how this is why she's going to be effective, even though we roll our eyes at this shit. She's gonna be a threat. She's a demon, guys, and the liberal establishment loves her for this. But let's continue. I'll let it play a little bit longer because this is so fucking funny.
And Democrats, can we please stop talking about primarying Joe Biden? Who should run against Joe Biden? Will Democrats get behind Joe Biden? This many Democrats want an alternative to Joe Biden. Can we just not? The absolute last thing democracy needs right now is a Democratic primary. We're in late-stage capitalism with a corrupt Supreme Court on a knife's edge between autocracy and democracy, and people want to spend $100 million to undermine our successful incumbent when the alternative is the twice-impeached criminal ex-president or the man who is single-handedly turning Florida into a fascist dictatorship? Why? I know people are excited for fresh young leaders with bright new ideas, but those fresh young leaders will never get a chance if we don't protect democracy now. The fact is, Joe Biden has gotten more accomplished in 2 years than any president in the history of
I'm a vomit.
In
I'm
an
vomiting.
increasingly
I'm vomiting
cynical
right
world,
now.
Joe Biden is a decent man with an incredible staff who knows what he's doing and has thoughtful plans for the future of this country that include women's rights and gay rights and workers' rights and voters' rights and higher minimum wage and lower healthcare costs and environmental protections. It could be argued that the biggest reason democracy is winning in this David and Goliath story in Ukraine is because Joe Biden.
David and Goliath story in Ukraine.
Like it was so much there in like 30 seconds. It was so much. Go ahead.
I was trying to let the video play. I can't do anything but laugh, because if I stop this video, it would take us 30 minutes to get through 30 seconds. She is so good. She is so much better than David Pakman. She fits in so much in such a short amount of time. Like, that's why I'm not doing it. I just let it play. And I think she's so ridiculous. I don't have to explain what she's saying is ridiculous in this segment. Because it's so aggressive. Everything she says is propaganda. It's carefully written out propaganda, which is why I said earlier, bro, she's a demon. She's a threat, man. Like, bro,
she's a demon.
She's good at this shit, man. And I mean, I love this shit, man. Let's continue.
Young leaders with bright new ideas, but those fresh young leaders will never get a chance if we don't protect democracy now. The fact is, Joe Biden has gotten more accomplished in 2 years than any president in the history of presidents.
Broken the rail strike, funding ICE more than ever, funding Israel more than ever, lost her global standing in the world, led our allies to join BRICS. You know, just doing good president shit. Took your COVID relief funds, getting to the police. I literally just scratched the surface. But a good politics girl here, liberal Y-Mom, who calling out late-stage capitalism, she don't care about the ICE border industrial complex expanding under Joe Biden. The person who called out late-stage capitalism does not care about the police blowing up. They don't care about the corporate bailout that Joe Biden support. The person who called out late-stage capitalism does not care that Joe Biden broke a rail strike. So I'm like, well, I don't have to interrupt the video that much because I would do it all day. She is so absurd. It literally speaks for itself. I interject every once in a while, but it's so absurd. I got confidence in you guys that you guys see what she is doing. It's so unbelievable. We only 45 seconds left. Anything you want to add?
No, because I have another part, and like you said, we're gonna keep stopping it. So I'm gonna save mine for this next part. I don't know what's coming up right here.
In an increasingly cynical world, Joe Biden is a decent man with an incredible staff who knows what he's doing. And
I didn't catch that part.
I didn't either.
Increasingly cynical world. I don't know how that didn't register with the next sentence.
Dude, she is so aggressive. I am missing shit.
She prefaced it. She said, in a cynical world, he's all of these things.
Oh, Jesus
She's
Christ.
good, because what that is, that's drawing in people saying, you're just, you're just on him. You just, you're just drinking a Kool-Aid. She's within it, kind of giving those people who would give critiques to Joe Biden a little bit of a high five here and there. Maybe it's small, but she's kind of throwing those in there.
And has thoughtful plans for the future of this country that include women's rights and gay rights and workers' rights and voters' rights and higher minimum wage and lower healthcare costs and environmental protections. It could be argued that the biggest reason
citation needed. I mean, there are a lot of lies here, but I really need a citation for that one. The increased minimum wage, what? I did a story a few months ago how they said Biden literally abandoned his promise to push a minimum wage. He's not even trying. Like, obviously it's gonna be hard to do, but you had to put up a fight. He's not even doing it. He's like, oh, sorry, we got these guardrails, we can't do it. So I think that's just a straight up lie, right? Maybe I should fact check myself. Maybe I don't know if she knows something I don't, but as far as I know, I have not seen that. But let's continue.
I mean, it's kind of expected that this whole thing is bullshit to me. So I will go with you.
David and Goliath story in Ukraine is because Joe Biden had the foreign
David and Goliath story in Ukraine. I might have to show that Ukraine video one of these days, man. I watched that Ukraine video. I was about to do a segment on it. I was like, dude, fuck this. This shit is so. Like, you see how aggressive she is with propaganda. She did that with the Ukraine war. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. It would take me 30 minutes to break this shit down. But anyway, I'll let it continue. She's so ridiculous.
Gather world leaders together and build a coalition to support them. He can run on all of that. We don't need to replace him. We need to spend our time and money giving him a bigger majority in Congress so he can get even more accomplished. Yeah, he's old. He talks old. He's a goofy grandpa who says things like malarkey. Who cares? By every measurable metric, he's an excellent leader. If he didn't have lines,
she's really
she
good.
Said every other metric, he's an excellent leader besides him being old. That's what she said. Go ahead.
You see what the liberals do? They substitute real criticism like the one I have of him funding the border industrial complex more than ever. I use that one. I'll leave with that one because even liberals understood why that was bad under Trump. Now they forgot about it. So instead of bringing my critique of Joe Biden, he's a war criminal who literally destroyed U.S. standing because he is so aggressive, funding all these horrific states like Israel, the border industrial complex, police, etc., etc. Instead of that being the criticism, she sneaks in, oh, he's a goofy grandpa that get words wrong sometimes. It's like, that's not my criticism. My criticism is that is literally Donald Trump. Let's continue.
Propaganda networks and self-serving chaos agents constantly trying to sell us on the idea that he's some demented evil pedophile out to ruin the country, and you just look at the facts of his presidency on paper, there would be zero debate he was doing a bang-up job. You don't spend $100 million undermining your own party to defeat someone who's doing a bang-up job.
That's the only good point she made. This whole video. That was like, you spent $100 million. Oh, and she don't even know why it's a good point. And not gonna, because I'm like, why the fuck I spend this money doing some shit that's rigged? Only semi-decent point she made. Let's continue.
And you spend the resources you would have spent on a primary building the infrastructure that will defeat your opposition. You know, the party who wants to take your vote.
Because I say we should spend our resources on us in mutual aid. I said we should not spend $100 million doing a failed project supporting a neocon and imperialist who don't even have a criticism of Biden's agenda. We should spend that on mutual aid and food banks, for example. But she says we shouldn't spend that much money because we need to spend on other Democrats. Oh, man. Let's continue.
Force you to have a baby and tell you what you can read and what you can teach and what you can know. The people passing laws to tell people how to dress and how to act and what they can do with their own bodies. The party calling for a national divorce and suggesting that maybe Democrats shouldn't get to vote at all. The party that wants to get rid of everything from Social Security to public schools, who have already passed laws to strip women of their rights and make trans people detransition and force private companies to toe their policy line. You don't give those people the gift of fighting amongst yourselves. You spend your time and money working to put down that fascist, authoritarian, white Christian nationalist uprising taking over half the country. Joe Biden is better than any alternative the Republicans could put up. So if you want to win, how you feel about him is irrelevant. We don't need a new presidential candidate in 2024. We need to keep the Senate and flip the House. We need to fill the states with AGs who believe in the rule of law and legislators who believe in democracy. We need to pay attention to our school boards. Our current president is successful and he can win. We need to pick our battles right now. And a Democratic primary, it just isn't one of them. Sorry, not sorry.
So I don't understand who thinks this is real. I'm like, not like I'm literally trying to think who watches this and goes, this is a serious person that I'm listening to. Like, I'm following her not because of comedy. Like, I'm following her because I think she's genuine. I'm following her because of comedy, not anything other than just I want to laugh. I can't. I can't. Go ahead.
I don't know if you noticed because you not on Twitter as much as I am, but she's propped up. She get liked and retweeted by the Standard, New York Times, blue check liberal journalist crowd. I see them all the time. Like, damn, she's good up here. Cause they watching it as a profession. Like the same way as a martial artist, I watch a boxer. Like, damn, his technique is crisp as hell. You got propaganda. You got MSNBC people. They love her, man. I know it's like, man. Woo, she can be the next Mehdi Hassan. they admiring her craft in a way. It's gonna be hard to see with our algorithm. But if you like, liberals love politics, girl, man, and you see why. She's significantly better than David Pacman. I just don't understand how anyone would fall for this. It just shows how strong the class connections are. Like the liberal class connections are so strong. They hear what she says, and they think she is telling more truth than we are. You know what I mean? There are some people that I just have a hard time reaching. I told the story so many times. When I used to canvass for Bernie Sanders, when I was in South Carolina, I was in South Carolina for 5 weeks, guys. 5 weeks. Talked to countless known people. I had great conversations with people who's like redneck conservative, right? Then I'll get to a door to a Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, liberal wine mom. Those are the hardest people to get on your side. There was conservative black people I was talking to in South Carolina. Hell yeah, I'm down for healthcare. Rednecks, hell yeah, I'm down for healthcare. You talking about increased broadband? Meanwhile, Elizabeth Warren supporter answer the door. They see Bernie headband. Hell no, not interested. Shut the door. That's anecdotal, but that's my personal experience. I'm gonna share it. Right? Continue. Go ahead, CJ.
So I'm looking at this, and the more and more I'm looking. This is probably my third video I'm seeing it. The more and more I'm watching this, the more and more I'm thinking that this is looking fishy to me.
Yeah, it's definitely
this is really looking fishy to me. This is almost looking like this is like a coordinated front, and these people like her and like Brooklyn Dad is a coordinated front by powers that be. I don't know who, so I can't tell you if the FBI is just agency, but something's behind her. Because there's a reason she keeps coming and she's set up. Now, when you do YouTube, do you, Nick? I mean, when you come and perform our show, do you go and pick a terrible area as your background? Do you go and do that on purpose?
I have no choice.
Now, no, you don't. I'm saying you don't have a terrible background is what I'm saying. You don't have a background. There was a lot of people like like your front door example, like your where everybody's the most traffic's going to come. Yeah. Why is she picking this? Unless she's trying to sell to us. I'm just a regular person. Look, I got a refrigerator right here. Look, it's dishes right here in front of me.
Yes, CJ.
Look, that's what she's trying to sell right here. That's why I'm starting to think if you're trying to sell this, that means you're not this. Go ahead.
Yes, CJ. You know for a goddamn fact she got money to get a studio.
Yes.
We look at the people who prop her up, and the fact that her clientele got money. Like if you want to be like some sort of media grifter, going after people who don't support the duopoly, going after poor people, not a good business strategy, guys. For people who think RBN is grifters, the people who are making bank are people like Hassan, this person right here, that appeals to liberal wine mom, bourgeoisie audiences. So she 100% is making bank. Backed by the establishment, but she chooses this as her background. I told you guys I have no choice. I could have a good studio upstairs, but I can't go upstairs because my internet not good upstairs. You guys know that? When I first started, I used to stream in my room. I can't do that anymore because I realized, like, damn, my internet cut off more because I only got good service when I'm downstairs. So I stream in my living room, as Rome saw, because it's my strongest internet point in my house because I'm broke as fucking hell. I live in the Midwest. I don't got good infrastructure. Google Fiber not even available where I'm at. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, that's why I stream where I'm at. I got no choice. But her, you know, she can stream whatever the fuck she wants, but she chose this, as CJ said, because she's selling something to you. Let's continue, CJ.
Yeah, like, because a person who is really living in an area that's poor, like you're poor or you don't have the most money, when you're trying to do your show, you're not, like, if you literally are living that way, you ain't trying to go, let me put that on TV. You're trying to go, let me find the best place in this rat-infested hole that I can stream. You ain't like, let me go to the worst spot. But if you're going to the worst spot, that tells me that's not really your play. That's not, this is all an act. It feels, because like I said, I've been in production. This completely feels like a somebody submitting like a actor's tape. Like, look at me play this role, because I'm turning this in to play a role. This completely looks like she's in wardrobe. It looked, the hair tie, I guarantee you she doesn't wear her hair like that. She is trying so hard to look like a regular person.
Yeah, and
that's the point that